What is up, and welcome to Not Another CFB Pod, Week 12. We're a part of the Coda Sports Gambling Network and proud to be also brought to you by Rogue Energy. Love that stuff too. We'll talk about them a little more later. That's the big news of the week, guys. Joined in with the Coda Sports Gambling Network, the Coda Sports Cappers guys. It's a great group of dudes posting articles now on their website. That's codasportscappers.com. Last week had a really solid week, a 4-2 week, which brings us to 39-34 on the year. Pretty solid. We've had a couple pushes that had they gone our way, we'd be looking even better, but we'll take it. It's very positive, and things are trending the right direction. I've won several of my Maction plays now. I've won a big winner tonight, the night I'm recording this Thursday night. The Louisville team total over 39.5. I think last time I checked, it was midway through the fourth, and they had already scored 62. So it was a no-sweat winner, a good pick, and we like to see those. So let's keep it going towards this weekend. I worked really hard this week on the picks, so I'm excited to get those out to you guys. Things are good right now. If you've got PG stock, you're in the right market. We're headed in the right direction. Stay locked in. Keep interacting with the tweets. That helps the show out a lot. That helps me out a lot. And I obviously very much appreciate you and love all of you. Before we get into the picks, let's talk about Rogue Energy. College Football Podcast is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is an alternative to the sugary energy drinks that make you get a boost of energy and crash quickly, while also putting a lot of sugar in your body. Rogue Energy comes in 4 unique product lines to best suit your personal needs. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. Finally, their shake formula is a delicious zero-calorie energy milkshake. The thing that makes Rogue Energy unique from other powdered drinks is that it dissolves really well, and you won't taste any of the chalky textures in your drink. With over 10 different flavors to choose from, we at the Coda Sports Gambling Network definitely recommend Rogue Energy. Go to their website, www.rogueenergy.com, and use the promo code CODA to receive 10% off your order. Again, that's rogueenergy.com, and put the promo code CODA. That's KOTA. Alrighty, folks, the time you've been waiting for. Let's get into the picks. Again, last week, 4-2. We're trending in the right direction. If you're following along, if you've been following the podcast for a little while, things are going well for us. We're starting to head in the right direction. Like I said earlier in the podcast, we got a really positive record right now, so we're looking to keep that up. And our first play is Saturday in that early slot, 11 a.m. my time, Central Time, God's time zone, by the way. Wake Forest at Clemson. We're taking the over 56.5. We've got Will Shipley back healthy for the Clemson Tigers. He's really their only offensive weapon right now, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. But I believe this Clemson team to be physical enough offensively to drive the ball down the field, some explosive plays with Will Shipley, DJU making a couple plays here and there. They may be running a 2-quarterback system. I think they'll get enough points to cover this 56.5 because we have the wonderful and beautiful Sam Hartman at quarterback for Wake Forest Demon Deacons. We've talked about him numerous times on this podcast. He's a great kid and a great quarterback. I'm finally glad he's having the season I always thought he could have. This Wake Forest team is scoring a ton of points. Their last, 4 totals. This is just their score. 70, 45, 55, 45. And those are all in ACC play except for one of those games. The 70 came against Army. Just no respect for the troops there. What are you doing scoring 70 on the troops? We've got plenty of offensive firepower here. You might be thinking, PG, you told us numerous times that Clemson has a good defense. And you're right, it is a good defense, but they've lost some of their pass rush, and they've never been elite against the pass with this defense anyway. But now that they've lost a couple guys off that pass rush, I think Sam Hartman will have enough time to sit back there and pick the secondary apart. So I'm taking this over, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Next, I've got another over for you guys, but this is one that I love. I wanted to pick this game because it's the game that, really, it's the biggest game of the week. Michigan State at Ohio State, 11 a.m. again if you're Central. We're taking the over. We're taking the over 68. Yes, it's a high total, but if you listen to the last podcast, the weekend roundup, I talked myself into this Ohio State offense scoring all the points they want to against this Michigan State defense. Michigan State ranks one of the bottom teams in the country against the pass, and that's exactly what CJ Stroud and this Ohio State offense want to do. The thing about this game, I don't think Michigan State's going to have a problem with the explosive play scoring on this Ohio State defense. It is an interesting point, and the reason why I didn't take Ohio State minus 19, Ohio State next week plays Michigan. That's the big one. That's the big rivalry that we all know about and love. But Ohio State, the last 7 years, have not covered the game before the Michigan game. That's a very interesting trend. So if you like Michigan State in this one, might be a good spot to take them. I've seen it anywhere up to 21. Not a terrible option. I'm just saying, but I like this over. I'm more confident in this over because I think both offenses are going to have their day. This is going to feel a little bit like the Michigan versus Michigan State game where a lot of people had the under, but the sharp money was on the over. That's the same case here. A lot of the sharps see this game playing pretty fast, a lot of big explosive plays for both teams. So we'll take that over 68 and feel great about it. We got to balance out all these overs with an under. This is a Big Ten under, again at 11 a.m. Purdue at Northwestern. Wait a minute. It's actually a neutral site game. Very odd setting. This is going to be at Wrigley Field. It's a very small field because, again, we've got a baseball field that has a football game on it. It's going to be weird. It's the under 47.5 is the number. Purdue's going to want to throw the ball. We know they're pretty good at that. They racked up some points against Ohio State's defense. Here's the problem, though. 15-plus mile-an-hour winds the whole game. We're in the windy city of Chicago. Wrigley Field's a weird setting. The fans are going to be kind of far from the field in certain regions. It's going to be kind of a dead atmosphere, I'm predicting. So I like this under 47.5 because of the weather and the fact that Northwestern just can't really score the ball. Their defense is susceptible to the run. Purdue struggled to run the ball all year, even when we picked them against UConn. They couldn't really run the ball. They won at throwing the ball, and it's hard to throw the ball in 15-mile-an-hour crosswinds. So we're taking this under 47.5. We're done with those totals, though. Let's go to the 2:30 slot. This is Virginia at Pitt. We're actually taking Virginia plus 14.5 here. Virginia's an offense that we've been on a couple times this year. Brennan Armstrong looks to be back against this Pitt defense that's given up a lot of points. If you want to take the over here, I don't think that's a terrible play. The reason I like 14.5, that's a good football number for us. Obviously, that's a half a point over a touchdown. We can lose by 14. We can lose by 2 touchdowns to still cover here. I don't see Pitt wanting to run the score up this late in the season. There's really no reason to. It's not like Heinz Field there in Pittsburgh. They're playing at a pro stadium. It's not like it's going to be some raucous atmosphere. I'm sure Pitt's not going to pack that thing out, and I don't expect Virginia to bring a bunch of fans up for that one. So we like Virginia plus 14.5 with their star quarterback, Brennan Armstrong, back, scoring enough points to get this cover. The back door is open. Let's get back in the weeds, folks. These are the type of plays that I love to go to. These are the plays that not a lot of people are going to be watching these games. Vegas isn't real keyed in. They're not worried about a bunch of big money coming in on this one. This is North Texas at Florida International. We're taking the mean green of North Texas, minus 9.5. You may see it at 10 in some places. I think that's fine too. And here's why. North Texas is a team that's won 3 straight, okay? They looked terrible to start the year, but all of a sudden they've covered in 4 straight games. They've got an outside chance to make a bowl if they can win this one and find a way to upset UTSA in what is going to be semi-rivalry with 2 Texas teams squaring off. UNT playing some good football right now. FIU is not. FIU is 1-9 on the year. They're 0-6 in conference. They just fired their coach, and their coach went full scorched earth on this deal. He called out the administration. He said that their pads are used pads from Mississippi State and that their jerseys are like 6 years old. It's a bad situation there. A lot of players are trying to transfer out of there. Who knows who's even active for Florida International this game. Even if they had their best squad out there, they've been getting smashed lately. Go look up the box scores for Florida International games. They've been getting smoked. And offenses have been able to score on them in any way they want to, pass, run. We love it. North Texas, on the other hand, is fighting for their coach Seth Luttrell's job. They want to keep him around. So I like the mean green here to cover any number. less than, let's say, 12 or 13. And our sixth pick of the day, I wanted to go with this primetime game. This is Oregon at Utah, 6:30 Central. I think that's 5:30 Mountain Time where this game's going down. I'm taking the home team, the Utah Utes, -3. I've seen that creep up to 3.5. I still think that's okay. It's crazy. I know Utah's the lower ranked team. They're barely in the top 25. Oregon, on the other hand, is the number 3 team in the country. Utah's favored here, and I think it's for a reason. Utah's got an amazing home crowd. They've got Cam Rising, who's been playing great at quarterback. And you've got Oregon, on the other hand, who's played a bunch of close games recently with kind of like meh Pac-12 teams. And we remember them losing to Stanford on the road in what's not a crazy hard environment to play in. I'm just not high on Oregon's quarterback, Anthony Brown. I think he has a lot of holes in his game. And I love what Cam Rising's done. I love what Thomas, the running back's been doing. I love that Utah has such a defined role for their team. They know how they want to play. They play gritty defense, get a bunch of stops, run the ball, and you grind, play action pass. They run Cam Rising, the quarterback, some. I think they get Oregon here. Oregon may get them in the Pac-12 championship, but in Utah, they're wearing some really sweet throwback uniforms. If you're watching on YouTube, I may throw those on the screen right here. They are sweet. They're the USS Salt Lake City, I think, tribute uniforms. They're gray. The helmet's got kind of a mural on them. They're really, really cool. Apparently, they're breaking those out for this game. So I'm liking Utah here in a very emotional spot, under the lights, in mountain country, at elevation. Give me the Utah Utes -3. I'll play it up to 5. All right, I guess that wraps it up. Quickly at the end here, I want to just talk about how thankful I am for all of you out there. The support's been unreal. Ever since I announced that I was going to be a part of the Coda Cappers network, my Twitter followers have just been sending so much love, whether it was in the DMs or just, sending me random shout outs on the Twitter timeline. You guys don't know how much it does for me, not only mentally, but from a spot social media wise. It does so much for me, so much for my brand. When you guys interact and show love, it means so much to me. I want you guys to know that. I'm trying to give you guys as many winners as I can. I did tons of research this week, worked really hard on these picks, so I'm hoping they all hit for us and have a good feeling about it. I feel like I'm seeing the board well right now. We've been hot as far as college football's concerned. And yeah, be on the lookout. Like I said on the last podcast, the weekend roundup, we're going to 2 pods now. We'll have a podcast that comes out Wednesday morning. That'll be kind of a what happened last weekend, what's the college football playoff rankings look like, and what are some big games we can look at going forward. And then this show is obviously going to be about the picks, what we've got coming up that weekend, and hopefully feeding you guys some winners. So again, thank you so much for the positivity on the timeline. Let's keep that going. Let's have a great Friday. Let's have a great weekend. Love you all. Let's get some winners. Peace.